goes 3 wide.
Then Freddie Carr moving up here in Mid-Ohio.
Turn number 4, side by side through the corner.
Rinus VeeKay and Robert McGinnis. A dead heat at the exit of turn number 2. Side by side, and Oliver Askew scores.
Christian Rasmussen on the pole. Cameron Shields wants a win for D-Force Racing. Eduardo Barrichello, winner yesterday, starting 3rd. Michael D'Orlando, podium yesterday, starting 4th. Field set, into the punch-off. Green, green, green. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide behind Rasmussen coming down into turn 1. D'Orlando went to the outside. Barrichello to the inside. Can they get through cleanly? The number 9 of Siegel with a pit drive-through. Back here to turn number 3 for the first time. Rasmussen goes to the lead. They'll scrap their way down into the chicane 3A, B, and C. Again, Nolan Siegel coming down through pit lane here in the number 9 machine. Rasmussen though taking full advantage of the pole position to jet away. He's trying to see if he can't run away in the championship here. Comes into today's race 33 points ahead of Reese Gold. That's a full race points. Maximum you can get in any race is 33 points. 30 for the win, 1 for pole, 1 for fast lap, 1 for most laps led. So 33 points on offer every weekend, and he has every race rather, and he actually has a full race advantage now on Reese Gold. We'll check out what kind of a jump we got from Christian Brooks. Again, as I said, he was a front runner yesterday, potentially had the speed to chase down Barrichello for the win. One minor slip up during the race dropped them back 2.5 seconds. He was able to catch up to Rasmussen, and they went side by side in the last lap through turn 1. Brooks ended up going off the racetrack. Pick up Brooks right now as he's getting a big run here now on Josh Green. Fight further back. Yeah, there goes Brooks. No, Green able to defend to the inside of the racetrack. So Green holds him back. That is for 9th and 10th. So Brooks got 3 spots on the opening lap up to 10th position. Josh Green able to hold him back. Looked to me like he had a big run, but not quite. Here's your top 10 first time by. Again, this race for the drivers here today, 20 laps or 45 minutes. 25 laps for the drivers in Indy Pro. We're watching the weather coming in. Could be a wet round 3, but right now still dry. Rasmussen the leader. Shields second. Barrichello in third. Michael D'Orlando runs 4th. 5th across the line for the first time was Reese Gold. 6th, Yuven Sundar-Murthy. 7th was Jack William Miller. 8th, Matt Round-Garrido. 9th, Josh Green. 10th, Christian Brooks. So again, opening laps, drivers on fresh tires. Let's see who handles their tires. Wyatt Prokachik actually back into pit lane here as well. Prokachik should have come right out almost in front of the leaders as they come back onto the front straightaway here. Prokachik with the long run down pit lane. Actually, he might tuck in a little further back. Big battle further back there as well. D'Orlando. Actually, it's Reese Gold battling it out, I believe, with Yuven Sundar-Murthy. Sundar-Murthy trying the outside run. Look at this, 2 wide coming out of turn 2 into 3. Jack William Miller coming from drivers left to right, trying to find a way by Sundar-Murthy as well. So it's Gold, Sundar-Murthy, and Miller. That's the fight for P5. There's the lead right now for Rasmussen. Top 4 drivers starting to pull away a little bit. 4th place runner now, Michael D'Orlando. Christian Brooks, I think, around the outside of turn number 5. Book it. That's a move to P9 for Christian Brooks around the outside. Brooks puts Green back a spot, now looks at Matt Round-Garrido. Christian Brooks comes into the round here, 92 points back in the points. Top rookie right now, though. Rasmussen, Gold, Barrichello, and D'Orlando all with significant time in the USF 2000 program. The first full season for D'Orlando, but he does have a number of starts. Brooks a rookie this year. Drivers working their way onto the front straightaway now. Christian Brooks getting a big run, trying to see if he can't reel in Matt Round-Garrido. Huge run for Brooks. Keep there. Brooks is going to tuck to the inside, and Round-Garrido gets in the mirrors but can't get by. But he's there. Christian Brooks is now closed up to Matt Round-Garrido. Full second now, the cushion for our leader, Christian Rasmussen, and trying to put his 8th race win in the books. And every time he does this, knocking somebody else out of contention mathematically for the championship. 3 races to go after this one. This afternoon's race, of course, the doubleheader on the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. 2 weeks from now, we halted the season after one practice session at St. Petersburg in March. Fittingly looking to cap things off there here in late October, put the 2020 season to bed. We'll be back at that racetrack 5 months later to do it all again. Rasmussen continues to lead. Fast lap, though, Eduardo Barrichello. Cameron Shields looking good, P2 as well. Good run here for Cameron Shields. Bounced around from a bunch of different teams. Settled in with D-Force Racing for the second half of the year. So one thing to consider, obviously, here as well, the grid for the race this afternoon set by the fast laps here today. I expect to see at least one team or a couple teams, potentially if you're further back, come in, put on fresh rubber, and potentially try to go for a fast lap. We'll see whether or not a couple of drivers potentially had issues back, can put some fresh rubber on, make an adjustment to the car, and go back out for a quick lap with the lower fuel load as well. Drivers coming down through turn number 6 now. Into that big sweep. There's 6, then there's 7, 8, 9. Just this big, constant radius, sweeping complex of right-handers leading back into the left-hand turn number 10. Rasmussen, 3 wins last year, 7 this year, 10 career USF 2000 wins, trying to make it 11 here. Christian Brooks, we watched him work his way forward now into 9th position. He stalled a little bit here, has not been able to make the move to get by Matt Rangarito. Rasmussen, Shields, Barrichello, D'Orlando. And then that next fight, Yuven Sundermurthy, Reese Gold, Jack William Miller. Reese Gold putting some pressure here on Yuven Sundermurthy. Yuven's best finish of the year, Mid-Ohio, 6th position, the first time we were at Mid-Ohio earlier this year. Currently sits 11th in points coming in. Kiko Porto not with us here this weekend. It's going to allow Yuven to jump up into the top 10 in points. Barrichello trying to reel in Cameron Shields for P2. Potential battles with Gold trying to find a way by Sundermurthy. Brooks still trying to see if he can't reel in Matt Rangarito. Those are really the 2 good battles on the racetrack. Seeing fresh tires laid out here potentially for Nolan Siegel. I wouldn't be surprised to see Siegel and Brkacek come in for fresh rubber. Fast lap right now, Christian Rasmussen back on lap number 6, lap 4 rather, lap 6 running. 118.075. 118.1 for Shields and Barrichello, 118.2 for D'Orlando. Brooks, a 118.191. Actually, Brooks would slot in about 4th now based on the lap times. Yeah, Brooks about, on fast lap, about 4/10 quicker than Garrido, but 2/10 quicker last time by. Again, drivers working their way through this turn 10, 11, and 12 combo. Snaking right and left that comes back under the bridge, and then the left hand, kind of a kink that leads onto the front straightaway here again. Yeah, Barrichello most definitely closing up to Shields. Quicker last time, not by much, but really only about a half a second gap. Track just lacking that hard braking corner that we see at a lot of facilities that becomes really a primary overtaking opportunity. Just don't have that here. It's more of a momentum racetrack. Seven laps down, still not even to the halfway point of this one. You look at the driver performance chart and the line items here from Christian Rasmussen, and just all those yellow blocks here on my particular piece of paper. I'm looking at win. 6 wins to start the season. Really the only blemish, qualified third in the opening qualifying session at Mid-Ohio, otherwise on the pole as well. A little bit of issues at Indianapolis on the road course. Qualified 5th for the first race, finished 6th. Qualified 4th for race 2, finished 5th. And qualified 2nd for the third race, but had an issue, was not able to get rolling once they came onto the front straightaway. A contact from behind with D'Orlando, and then he just fell to the tail of the field. A 21st position, ended up finishing 20th, rather. 21st, and then had 2 big issues at Mid-Ohio, 14th and 20th. I got a 90-point lead at one time in the season, and it all vanished, went down to 14 points. Able to come back in that final run on the triple header at Mid-Ohio to qualify on pole and get that victory. Backed it up with a second-place finish yesterday, and now try to get a win to reestablish a bit of a gap heading into St. Petersburg. Second-year driver Rasmussen. Top returning driver in the points from 2019. Again, 3 wins, as I said. Christian, like so many drivers, elite group coming through the road to Indy, having won on all of the 3 different disciplines. Last year, won on the streets of Toronto, Mid-Ohio, the natural terrain road course, and WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca as well. Completed the trifecta this year with the win at Lucas Oil Raceway in the Freedom 75. Wins at Road America, Mid-Ohio. Trying to get a victory here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Indeed, Fresh Rubber getting laid out on pit lane. Someone's going to try to do the undercut and get a quick lap here. Give up the result from race number 2. Oh, here we go, the battle. Christian Brooks to the bottom. Look at this fight. Brooks gets pushed all the way down to the bottom by Matt Rangarito. Rangarito blocked all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, came all the way back out again. I got to think that race control will be looking at that one a little bit. Brooks had a really good run. That's actually allowed Josh Green to get back into the fight from P10. Big block down to the inside for Rangarito. Let's see what Brooks has got for him this time. Further back as well, 11th and 12th coming in. Josh Pearson and Prescott Campbell. That's the 2 other Exclusive Autosport drivers, and that Exclusive Autosport was a team that really got caught out there in the red flag. We still had 4.5 minutes remaining in our qualifying run. They had just got onto the racetrack and knocked 2 fast laps out on the fresh tires, but didn't get that 3rd and 4th lap where you can really optimize the tires once the temps get into them, and they simply didn't get that. They qualified poorly, 10th, 13th, and 15th, I believe. And they're trying to fight their way back forward. Brooks now running in 9th. Pearson 11th, just turned his fast lap. Prescott Campbell in 12th. Campbell with a strong 5th place finish yesterday. Good run for Josh Pearson as well. Raw rookie. I think the plan was to run this year in the F1600 series up in Canada with Exclusive Autosport, but of course with the COVID-19 pandemic hitting and the closing of the borders, not able to get up there, so they just pressed the reset button and said, hey, we'll refocus on USF 2000. We can run this program for 2 to 3 years and really get Josh where he needs to be, and he's had a couple of good runs. Josh Pearson currently running in 11th. So one taker for Fresh Rubber. Nolan Siegel going to try to go out and knock down a fast lap here in the second half of this race. We're at the halfway point, 10 down, 10 to go. 1:18.075 for Rasmussen fast lap, 1:18.087 for Shields. That would still be the front row. 1:18.114 for Barrichello. Brooks a 1:18.191. So that would put him, I think, P5 because Barrichello quicker. Actually, no, I think he would potentially be P4. Now, let's see what happens here with Siegel. Nolan Siegel, can he put this fresh rubber on? Car a little bit lighter, of course, burning off 10 laps worth of fuel. Siegel going to try to see if he can insert himself somewhere into the top 2 rows, potentially even in the pole position, getting a good lap here. So fresh Coopers on for Nolan Siegel. I don't see anybody else laying tires out. So kind of giving up the result in this race. He was at the tail of the field already. He drove through at the start. Unsure why. But we'll see what he's able to do with fresh rubber. He'll have open racetrack as well. Leaders coming through turn number 6. Top 4 drivers have separated themselves nicely. 6.2 seconds back to Yuven Sundermurthy, who leads that next group. Sundermurthy, Gold, and then Miller, and then Round Garrido's going back by 0.6 of a second. So really, probably 2 seconds separate 5th all the way back to 10th. Christian Brooks made one big attempt to try to get by Matt Round Garrido, but Matt, defending down to the inside of the racetrack, got super tight up against the grass on the inside of the track. Top 4 drivers jetting by us here at start-finish. See what we got here again. Sundermurthy having his best run of the year, P5. Brooks just not quite close enough. Gets that draft down the straightaway, but it's just not that braking zone he needs at the end to try to make a move. Again, you can see closes up to within a car length coming to 1. Eight laps remaining. MX5 drivers are back on the racetrack at 1 o'clock. Indy Pro 2000 then will fire up the show at 1:50. 1:55 start command for a 2 o'clock green flag. We'll see if they're able to sneak in before some weather gets here. It's kind of up in the air. I'm hearing different numbers for 3 o'clock. I've heard 50% chance of rain, 35% chance, depends on what phone app you're looking at. Weather's definitely coming, but will it be here for USF 2000 race number 3? If it's not, it's going to be an interesting call on who still has rubber. Nico Christodoulou into pit lane as well. They'll put fresh tires on for Christodoulou. We'll keep an eye on the times here for Nolan Siegel. 1:18.319. That was back on lap number 3. You got to think he's going to be able to put a good lap time down because he was pretty quick. Only 0.3 off of Rasmussen. Another driver coming in here to do the same thing. That's Matt Round Garrido. Oh, drive-through penalty for Matt Round Garrido. I want to say potentially for the block. I don't know. I don't have race control here, but Matt Round Garrido coming into pit lane for a drive-through. That shakes things up. Christian Brooks goes to 8th. Josh Green 9th. Josh Pearson up into 10th. Pearson's best result so far, 12th at the final round at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He's running P10 right now. Good run here for Josh Pearson. So again, Matt Round Garrido, I thought that might have been a run to come to put fresh tires on, and I'm surprised they actually didn't put fresh rubber on, having to come to the drive-through. Christian Brooks now, big run here on Jack William Miller. Miller to the inside, Brooks to the outside, going to try to hold him around the outside of turn number 1. Can't quite get the job done there, over-under potentially. Over to turn 2. Brooks now going to work. Leaders coming down in here. There's that battle there. That is Miller, Brooks, Green, Pearson, and Campbell all lined up. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Yeah, I'm thinking we got fresh tires potentially coming out. Matt Round Garrido has made the move to pit lane, indeed. So not able to stop on the drive-through. He had to do the full drive-through. They're going to put new tires on the machine of Matt Round Garrido. He's going to see if he can't get a better time to improve his grid slot for race number 3. Nolan Siegel, how about this, guys? Fast lap, 1:18.040. Siegel using it to perfection, giving up this race to start pole potentially for race number 3. So he has the fast lap. Nolan Siegel, a 1:18.040. Man, you almost want to pull off the racetrack and save those tires. But if we get rain, doesn't matter. Here's another big battle here. Jack William Miller again down to the bottom of the racetrack. Brooks trying to go around the outside again. Brooks trying to pinch him down. Can't quite get it done again. But Miller pushing a little wide on the exit. Yeah, Brooks to the inside. P3, or turn 3, book it. He's through. Brooks to P7 from 13th up to 7th for Christian Brooks. Over under on Jack William Miller over in turn number 2. Miller, big defense to the bottom of the racetrack. And, of course, Brooks, the over-under. Better run out of turn 1, beat him down to turn number 3. So move Christian Brooks to the front of that group and now put the onus on Josh Green to find a way by Jack William Miller. Front 4 drivers pretty much static as they have been throughout the entire race. Rasmussen, Shields, Barrichello, and D'Orlando. Exactly where they started is where they run. In fact, top 6. No, actually, Yuvam Sundar able to go up one spot. Started 6th, went to 5th. So top 4 run as they started. And now it's Christian Brooks trying to, with 4 to go, reel in Reese Gold. Last time by, Brooks quicker than Gold by 0.7 of a second. And he's only back by 1.5. I think Christian Brooks is going to be able to reel in Reese Gold here. That would be for P6. Nolan Siegel down to a 1:17.750. Pretty much has things handled, and as I expected, park the car now. You've got the speed you need. If indeed we don't go wet for that race, if the rain holds off, that's a pretty nice set of tires. He did 3 or 4 laps. He'll start on the pole position. Mission accomplished for Nolan Siegel. Got to give up the race here, though. Obviously, he's going to finish 18th, but it'll give him a chance to start on the pole position for race number 2. Race number 3, rather. Number 2 on the day. Leader across the line again. Put another lap in the books. Lap 17. How close is Christian Brooks to Reese Gold this time? Sundar Murthy clean. Brooks still quite a ways back. Last time by. We'll watch. Josh Pearson closing up on Josh Green. Josh Green not close enough to go to work on Miller. Pearson maybe trying to go to P9 here. We'll look at Matt Round-Garrido as well, a 1:18.511. Remember, he came in and put on different tires as well. We'll see if he's able to improve. As they run, I think Garrido would be 8th or 9th on the grid, pretty much where he started. Let's see if he can get some heat into these tires and potentially go quicker. Siegel has the pole locked out now after that, the 1:17.750. Rasmussen now leading by 0.6 of a second. Shields quicker by 1/10 last time by. 3 to go. 3 laps to go for Rasmussen to put his 8th win on the resume here for 2020. Shields is closing. There's no doubt. It's about 8 car lengths that come across the line. Reese Gold and Christian Brooks, almost identical lap times last time by, so he's not closing at all. Brooks is pulling away from Jack William Miller, but not able to do any damage in terms of reeling up on Reese Gold. Still, Brooks started 13th up to 7th. His fast lap, a 1:18.191, I think is going to put him P5 on the grid. Right now, it looks like Siegel and Rasmussen on the front row. Then it would be Shields and Barrichello on row 2. And as they run, I'm going to say Christian Brooks and Michael D'Orlando on row 3. Waiting to see if Matt Round-Garrido can turn a quicker lap here. 2 laps remaining for Rasmussen. He'll see the white flag next time by, and this would be a massive win. Last 3 races would be second, or be first, second, first. What a recovery after a dismal run through 5 races in August. 5th, or 6th, 5th, 21st, 14th, and 20th, those results. Saw his massive point lead shrink down to next to nothing, but now back on the horse. 1 lap to go. Reese Golds closed back up on Sooner Murthy. That's what he's been able to do. He's turned things back up. Reese just turned his fast lap as well. A 1:18.313 last lap. Trying to close back up on Yuven Sooner Murthy for 4th, or for 5th. Top 4 locked and loaded. Rasmussen, Shields, Barrichello, and D'Orlando. Leader working his way down through turn number 5. It would be his 8th win of the year and 11th career Road to Indy victory. Christian Rasmussen, the ultra-impressive Danish driver for Jay Howard Driver Development. Big second half of the season last year leading into this sophomore run. Trying to win this championship and get that scholarship to move to Indy Pro 2000 in 2021. Team's going to head out to the wall, folks, because their driver getting ready to come through the final part of this racetrack. Out of turn 10, Shields gave him everything he got through the 11A11B onto the front straightaway. 11 career victories, 8 here in 2020. The winner, Christian Rasmussen. Race number 2 at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Rocking things here on the Thunderbolt course. Twin checkers from Aaron Likens. Shields back by 0.8 of a second at the line. Barrichello ends up P3. Michael D'Orlando in 4th. Yuven Sooner Murthy able to just outgun Reese Gold, 5th and 6th. Christian Brooks, an impressive run from 13th up into 7th. Jack William Miller, 8th. Josh Green, 9th. And the best career performance for Josh Pearson as he works his way into the top 10. Prescott Campbell ends up 11th. Christian Bogle in 12th. Kyle Dupel, 13th. Kent Vaccaro in 14th spot. Wyatt Prokacek in 15th. Matt Round-Garrido in 16th. Nico Christodoulou in 17th. And Nolan Siegel 18th in the order, but a fast lap. They put fresh rubber on. Nolan Siegel in that number 9 will be on the pole position alongside Christian Rasmussen for round number 3 this afternoon. Will it be rain? Will it be dry? If it is dry, tire deck from the first couple of races in qualifying could make things very interesting. There could be drivers out of tires to a certain extent. We'll see who is able to save at least a decent run, a decent set. We know that Siegel will be strong. 3 laps on those fresh tires. He's going to have a chance to go for a race win here, battling it out with his teammate. And all Jay Howard front row for round number 3. But right now it's Christian Brooks' time to shine, or the Christian Rasmussen's time to shine. 8 wins on the season for Christian Rasmussen, 11 in total. Cameron Shields and Eduardo Barrichello will join him on the podium. We'll head down there now.
Another win and another winner's interview here in 2020 with Christian Rasmussen for Jay Howard Driver Development. Christian, you started the race from the pole position. You scored the victory just like Eduardo Barrichello did yesterday. Do you credit how tough this track is to pass with the ability to stay up front for the entire race?
For sure, it's a tough track to follow. There's a lot of error bars. This track in particular is very, very hard on the tires. So I think that all the race was all about just keeping the tires under you, and I think we managed to really do that today. But even though, I mean, you can see that the times just drop off huge compared to everywhere else we go. But I think that was what we wanted to race today, which was great. And yeah, hopefully we can do just as good in the next race.
Talk really quickly, if you can, about Jay Howard Driver Development, your team, and the work they had to put into getting ready to come here to New Jersey, because this track was not on the schedule originally at the start of 2020 when it got added late in the summer. What did you and the team have to do to get ready to come to a track you've never raced at before?
I think it's just we continue doing our prep as we always do. I mean, we obviously we don't have data from the track or anything, so it was a new experience. We got the test, just had our list, go through, test everything through. We found out what works and what doesn't work, and yeah, I mean, it's just the guys have been working super hard on this weekend to just get the car better and better and better, and it has just been a huge improvement all weekend. So Yeah, I don't think we had the pace to win yesterday, but we definitely had the pace today, so that was great.
Well, and it showed certainly as you scored the second race of the triple header. You got one more to go today. Best of luck and congratulations.
Thank you.